Hey guys, sorry it's been a while since I last did a video. I've just been a bit busy. I've barely had any time on the workbench, to be honest with you, with this project. So hence why it takes damn long to get done. There's just been a lot going on. I mean, my mother's health is, well, not great. We had a bit of a news concerning that because she just recently went for a checkup, or a 10-year checkup on one of her stents that she had fitted after having a heart attack a few years ago, and it seems that one of them's blocked. There is going to be they are going to replace the stent, but if that doesn't really do the job, then she may have to have a heart bypass operation, which is a bit of a concern because, bless her, she's only just turned 80. So yeah, it's a bit worrying. So that's taking my mind off the bench at the moment. And also I've been supporting a friend of mine who's been going through a bit of a family crisis, along with all her other friends at the moment. I'm not going to go into detail because it's a private matter. But yeah, she's been a tether, to be honest, bless her. In fact, she's one of my closest friends, so she's steadily getting back there now, which is good news. In fact, I've just seen on Facebook she's actually gone out for a trip to London and just basically starting a new job on Monday. So there you go. I'm not going to name names or anything like that because I'm keeping this confidential, and I always do what I say when it comes to close friends. But yeah, she's not had the easiest of times lately, but she's getting back now. She's a strong individual. A bit like myself, you tend to get a few knockbacks, but you think to yourself, right, dust myself off and let's just get on with it. So so that's also been taking me away from the bench as well as work. So yeah, I've not had a lot of time or impetus to get this done. But as things are gradually getting back to normal, I'm trying to get this project done and out of the way. No news on the housing situation at the moment, so there you go. That's still an open case, so we shall see. So what I thought I'd do, just give you a quick update on the Leopard, which, yeah, as I say, is going on a bit longer than I'd hoped, because by now, if things hadn't been sort of going on and had a bit more time to adventure, probably would have had it finished by now. But yeah, it's getting near there, guys. It's just trying to get the time to get any modelling done at the moment. What with everything else that's going on in my life. So yeah. Well, you all know the scenario yourselves, so there you go. Anyway, I'll show you how the Leopard's coming on. Not a lot more progress done on it, as you saw last time, apart from the fact I've added a dark dirt wash to it and taken the excess off, which is just slightly popped the detail up a little bit more. I've done a little bit of chipping around the edge of the turret and on some of the bodywork, which I don't know if you can see it there. I used a silver pencil just to give it a little bit of wear and tear, and along around the turret here, as you can see. And I've also used the old Tamiya panel line wash on the machine gun just to enhance the detail and make it pop up a little bit more, really. Other than that, there's not a lot more that's really been done to it, apart from the fact that I painted the canvas cover on the gun here, well, the mantlet, because I did basically do a little bit of research on the photographs of this particular vehicle. Of the time and the period during the Cold War. The only thing that I've added to it since then, I've used one of Tamiya's weathering sets. This is set A, which you see here, and use the mud just by the back mud guards here and on the back lower part of the back of the back plate, as it were, just give it that little bit of dry mud effect, as it were, and also along the front of the mud guards at the front here. And yeah, it is quite a nice little set. I mean, all you'd basically do, you've got a little brush in there, you basically pat it on and then just evenly sort of blend it in, as it were, as you can see here. And I've also done it on the number plate, just to give it that little sort of mud effect, as it were. And with the dark dirt wash, it's actually enhanced the two headlights as well, which has come up rather nice. I mean, what I'm aiming to do is just basically get a clear what's the stuff, micro crystal clear on this towards the end of doing this build. And again, with the dark dirt wash, it's enhanced the detail on the barrel, which I quite like. I'm very happy with that. The decals, as I said from the last video, bedded down beautifully, so I've got no issue with those. I managed to replace the aerial antennae, as you can see here, and paint them, so they're all done. And obviously with the dark dirt wash, it's really enhanced all the detail here, and I've just gone lightly over the silver pencil again. So yeah, we're getting there. And as you can see, I've actually painted the front wing mirrors on here with the black, as they were supposed to be, as indicated in the kit. And also I've done all the optics as well. I mean, I'll probably enhance them with some clear after I've matte coated this, which probably will be after I've done a little bit more chipping here and there. And then obviously I'm going to put the exhaust stains here as well as on the actual engine cover. So that'll be the next process. Yeah, so all told, it's coming up really well. And also with the side skirts, I've done the same thing and used the weathering powders on the side skirts, as you can see here, just give it that slightly muddy, dusty effect, as it were. It's come up really well, and obviously I did the dark dirt wash on that as well, just to pop the detail up a little bit. I would have done the enamel panel line wash, but I think that would have overdone it, to be honest with you. So I think I'm pretty happy with this the way it is. So that's that. And again, on the other side, I've done the same again with the other side skirts, as you can see here. Done some slight mud effects on it. That's coming up really well. So yeah, it's coming on really well. I'm very happy with this project so far. I mean, I know, okay, it's taking its time, but by the end of it, it will be worth it. And oh, hang on, got my arm in shock then. So basically that's where the Leopard stands as it is at the moment. And then obviously I've done the figure, that's virtually done, painted, and I've added accent line panel wash with that as well, just to enhance the creases on his tunic. Added a little bit of detail there, and did a dark dirt wash, which was Flory's dark dirt wash, which I tend to use because I get slightly better results. I mean, I've used the other one as well, but I tend to use those for dust effects. I mean, either way, if it works for me, that's what I use. And again, on the back, you can see with the creases on his tunic, etc., it's come up really well. So yeah, figure looks good. We're getting there. All it needs is just a matte coat and maybe a little bit of dry brushing here and there, I don't know, or I may well just leave it as it is. Again, with the running gear, that's all painted and clear coated, and I've just done a little bit of if I get it into shot, dry brushing along here with the sprockets, which unusually for this tank are on the rear of the tank as opposed to the idler wheel being on the back normally. So they've come up pretty well. They're all clear coated, waiting to be weathered, etc. And then the actual diorama base, well, I haven't really run through that. I've put photos up on my Facebook page. and this is how it's come out. And I have to say, I'm very, very happy with the way this looks. It does look like an actual muddy road track, with a little bit of glistening. Now, what I tended to use here was just the basically a wood base, which I bought at Telford around about a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting in my stash. And I thought, well, this would be the ideal opportunity to give it the added detail, just to enhance the tank, really, because I originally was only going to do it as a standalone build. So basically what I did, I used the clay based method of doing a diorama and just overlaid it with some DAS clay, and as it were, let that dry for around about 2 to 3 days. And then whilst it was drying, I just got the spare kit tracks, the rubber tracks, ran that over and just pressed it in to give the impression that it had been used quite a bit. And then after that was done, I just basically primed it with UMP dark primer in black, which in effect is Steiner's primer, which is self-leveling and dries next to no time. It's marvellous stuff, and it's the only primer I will use now, apart from the Steiner's itself. And then after that was done, I did first of all use basically painted it, and then obviously it didn't come out very well. It just looked so artificial. I wasn't happy with it, so I thought, right, I'll reprime it, so which I did. And then I decided to order some of this stuff, which is MIG's ammo ground effects for dioramas. They do a series of around about 5. You've got, hang on, let's put base down here. You've got the arid dry ground, which you can get. They do a dry earth ground, light earth ground, turned earth ground, and also the one I'm using here, which is muddy ground. And it's basically got a little bit of a texture in it as well. I think if I open it up, you can see for yourself. The trouble is, it gets a little bit, oh, hang on, stuck. And after you've used it for a while, it's good to keep it sealed, otherwise it will just dry out. And as you can see there, you've got little bits in there to give it that sort of grimy, muddy effect, as it were, and it does look quite effective. It does take around about 24 hours to dry, and it did actually take me 3 coats to get this down, but the effect that it has is very, very realistic. Now, also, to finish it off, I basically added some of this stuff, which is Woodland Scenics water effects, to give it the impression it was sort of holding a little bit of moisture here. I mean, you can see, if I can get it into shot, a tiny bit of a puddle there, but I'm going to see if I can get some puddle effects. Obviously using that same water effects, mix it with a little bit of paint, thin it up, and then just apply it with a pipette, as it were, to give it as though it's collected in some of the tracks, as it were. So I might have a crack at that, just to finish it off. And then obviously at the sides I put some grass tufts, which are supplied by a company called Serious Play, these, and it does really look effective. You got the nice tonal variation in the grass there, because this is supposed to be around about sort of summer, springtime, you know. I think it's very muddy, as though the actual vehicle's on exercises, as it were, through the German forest. So yeah, so really this is as far as I've got with this project so far, and it's going very, very well. I seem to be getting better with my dioramas. I've learnt a lot, and as I say, I learned it from the book. Oh, where is it? Hang on. The book out. Sorry if I'm in the way of the camera. Which is this? It's like the holy bible of diorama books, the FAQ dioramas. So I've learned some of the effects from that, and then just basically use this new product. And as I say, it does look really effective. so it's real mud, real churned wet mud after a rain shower or something, you know. So yeah, that's as far as we got so far with this project, guys. So I think I've waffled on for about, hang on, how many minutes now? About quarter of an hour. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, guys. Obviously, I'll give you a further update as and when I get more progress done on this. Hopefully, I should get it finished soon. I mean, the only thing I haven't really sort of had a crack at the moment is the actual tracks that I've ordered. I've got another set of these on the way because, to be honest with you, I have been told it's around about 84 links, and to be honest, when I opened the packet up, I thought to myself, there's not near enough going to be enough for each track either side. So I ordered another set in just in case. So I'm going to be having a crack at these when I get some spare time. That's next on the agenda, and then obviously I'll fit them to the tank nearer the end, and then muddy them up with some more of this MIG mud, as it were, and other products, just to tone it in with the diorama, as it were, and then that should be very much it. I mean, the next thing I'm going to be doing once I finish the chipping is basically coating it in this Galeria acrylic matte varnish, and I'm not kidding you guys, it mats down beautifully. I mean, this was around about, I got this for about £12 on a deal in a local hobby store. Generally they're around about 15 to 20 quid, so I did very well out of this. And then all I did last time was basically thin it down with a little bit of ordinary water, and then just sprayed it on at around about 15 psi, and it mats down beautifully, as you saw with the Tiger. So there you go. So that is next on the agenda for the Leopard, and then I'll probably put some rain effects, etc. on it. So that's where we are at this moment in time, guys, on this project. So as I say, I've been trying to keep up with some of you guys' videos, but as I say, I've not had much chance, so I'm around about 2 weeks behind. So if I haven't put any comments on it, that's why. It's just getting the time at the moment. It's a bit of a premium, so this project will be done as and when it's done. So I'm not putting a set time on it. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers.